We live in a world that implies young women to change, but rarely teaches them how to choose for themselves. Today, we meet a very special young woman who didn't follow a trend. She followed clarity and herself. Welcome back to the Canvas of Beauty. I'm Dr. Fadi Bakal, consultant board certified plastic surgeon. And here I have a special guest, Ella. Ella, please introduce yourself.
I'm Ella.
And what's the relationship with me?
Fadi is my plastic surgeon.
So let's talk about your personal journey in this episode to give a meaningful message to all the other young ladies in the world and what it meant to do plastic surgery at the end. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of questions, okay? But you can handle it, I know, because you asked a lot of questions as well.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
To start with, the first part, actually very, very early in your journey of plastic surgery. What was plastic surgery to you?
I think I didn't know anything about plastic surgery. All I saw was what I saw in the media and then what society said about plastic surgery.
In social media and online.
Yeah. So everything that I knew about social media was, from influencers and what they're posting online. And then I didn't really understand what it was properly until I came and saw you.
Okay.
And then when I came and saw you, it was kind of weird for me, like the name of the surgery being plastic surgery, because if you'd have asked me like 5 years ago, would you have any plastic surgery, whether that was Botox or anything along these lines?
Do you want to share with us how old you are first?
21.
21.
20 when
so
I met
5 years ago, which means
Oh yeah, that would've been
15, 16, no?
Well, I had my first surgery with you when I was 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think even if you'd asked me at 19, 2 years ago, I would never have thought that I would be getting plastic surgery.
What was your first impression or association with plastic surgery before you consulted me?
Vanity, maybe, which is I now know is wrong, because that's not what it is at all.
Yeah.
But I think the way that it's presented in the media or in uneducated people is that it's something people do for vanity purposes rather than wanting or needing something done for other reasons.
A journey without a goal is a journey without a destination. What was your destination towards plastic surgery or seeking for plastic surgery?
I think what made me change my perspective on plastic surgery is that I never ever met with you or went into it craving perfection or to look unnatural or like loads of influencers and what I see on social media. I just wanted to look normal. That's it. I wanted to look like a normal 20-year-old. I wanted to look like a normal 21-year-old. I didn't want people to look at me funny and, think in their head, like, what's wrong with her? Like, what's going on there?
What is normal to you? Because normal to you is maybe for someone else not normal, or vice versa, right?
Yeah, I think normal for me was just, I don't know, I think it's because I had so much loose skin. It was, when you think loose skin, when you think saggy skin, you think of someone quite elderly, because that's natural part of aging.
Yeah.
So for me, it would just be not having loose skin. It would just be like, if I'm thin enough to have a flat stomach, I'd have a flat stomach. I wouldn't then have loose skin that really doesn't belong on someone of my age.
We didn't mention your surgeries yet. Which surgeries did you had now?
So I've had a tummy tuck.
Yeah.
I think it's called, I don't know the medical term.
Tummy tuck procedure, yeah.
I've had breast lift and breast implants. And then I've just had loose skin thigh removal, so a thigh lift.
Thigh lift, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the cause of all these procedures to have it done?
So
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so when I was, for about half of my teenage years, I really struggled with my weight, and it got to a point where I was morbidly obese, like ridiculously. And it got to a point where it was actually getting really dangerous for my own health. I was pre-diabetic. They predicted heart issues and stuff like that. So because of that, I'd always tried dieting and stuff like that, and it really just didn't work because of my own willpower. So we went down the bariatric surgery route, and through that, I lost like well over 75 kilos, which therefore...
Very good achievement, actually. A great achievement, which is a challenge, actually, to lose at that age so much.
Yeah, it was really difficult to lose it, but a lot more because of like the psychological side of it at this age.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why I was so interested and set on the plastic surgery route, because it is quite a lot on the mentality for a 20-year-old girl to have the level of loose skin that I did. And it kind of felt like, you know, if plastic surgery wasn't an option and these operations weren't a thing, then I'd gone from being obese and hating the way I looked, and I would never, ever get away from that.
How did you find out that plastic surgery was a good option to you?
I did a lot of research on it. I mean, I mainly knew about it because of, obviously, there's the mummy makeover that a lot of women get after pregnancies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we actually have someone that we know, a family friend who had a tummy tuck, and because of that, and I knew why she'd had it, because she had loose skin. I was like, wait, I mean, I'm not had a baby, but this is what I need.
When you reached out to me, you weren't here in Dubai.
No.
Right? Where were you?
So I had a university in England, so I was doing that.
In the UK.
Yeah.
So we did the first consultation actually through video conference, video call. How was that to you? Because you said plastic surgery is a challenge psychologically, but also physically to you. You didn't know what it was exactly. And yet you made this step forward to reach out to a plastic surgeon, and it was through teleconsultation. So was that even a higher threshold for you for plastic?
I think it was really scary for me to do, because, I mean, I knew nothing about it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what you were going to ask me, whether you thought, you know, I was being silly for wanting procedures and stuff like that. And I think because it was so new, but also so out there for people my age, I had a lot of anxiety going into it, because it's just one of the things you don't know anything about unless you experience it.
Sure. What made you, after consulting several plastic surgeons, what made you decide to fly over and to come to actually an actual consultation with me?
Well, my mum and dad, and I've grown up here, so I've lived here for now I'm dual resident, but for like 19 years. So I came over here because I wanted it done properly. I wanted to have good levels of communication with my surgeon, be able to reach out if I need to, and get an appointment as soon as possible if I needed to, because of that level of reassurance. You know, I was young, I'm 20, 21 years old now. This is a completely new area that I don't know about, and I know that I'm quite a curious person when it comes to questions and stuff like that. And I wanted to be able to have that opportunity, that if I was unsure about something, instead of working myself up into a panic, that I would have someone that was accessible. And not only that side, it was the side that, you know, I needed someone to look after me after the surgery. And my mum and dad are over here, so I came over here. And I think, it was mainly wanting to know that it would be done properly. I didn't want to take gambles with anything, and I wanted to make sure that...
I knew your curiosity through the first two consultations, because you asked a lot of questions, although they were valuable questions to ask, okay? Because you wanted to know the process.
Yeah.
When did you think, okay, plastic surgery is just not one step or one-time shopping and that's it, but rather a journey around the process?
To be honest, and this might be the age side of it, it wasn't until after you'd done the operation. You know, before it, I think I was like, well, when he cuts off the skin, it's gone and I'm done. That's it. But it was only after, when I saw, you know, all the aftercare, the compressions, the checkup appointments, and how long of a process it actually was for also your body to heal and your body to, you know, get rid of internal swelling and stuff like that.
So did you actually respect now more the aftercare than the surgery itself when you've done all these mentioned surgeries before?
Massively. I think obviously you do the main bulk of it.
Mm.
But I think that if you don't take your aftercare properly, and I know that especially now, that you're basically messing up a lot of you're messing up the potential of what the opportunity's given you.
Exactly. Yeah. And like you said, you weren't seeking for perfection actually.
No.
And remember when we talked about imperfection is perfection during the consultation?
Yeah, I think that stuck with me a lot, because it was like when you strive for perfection, you're after one thing, like you have an image in your mind. And I think that it was only after doing the plastic surgery stuff and meeting with you that I realized, perfection isn't a thing.
Yeah.
It's like there are 8 billion people in the world and everyone looks different. There's no one.
And still on the different locations in the body itself, they heal differently.
Yeah,
Even
everyone heals differently.
the left side or the right side, until they meet each other actually at the end of the process.
Yeah.
Now, all these 3 surgeries that you just mentioned, so the breast surgery is actually 2 in 1, right?
Yeah.
The breast lift and the augmentation, and the tummy tuck, and then the thigh lift. Were you, before you got the information, you want them to do them all in once? Was that feasible according to your standards, or?
I think before the operation, and even in our consultations, I was like, so what can you do at the same time? How quickly can we get this done? How quickly can we get the ball rolling? And I think...
Why were you seeking for fast or speed?
I don't think it was from a perspective of like being impatient. Well, it was a little bit. I think because if you look at it in like blanket terms, like I associate these plastic surgeries with part of my weight loss journey, because it's fixing the after effects of the weight loss. I had my bariatric surgery when I was 19. So it's been like 2.5 years of like constant change. Like every couple of months I would look different.
Yeah.
And it's also a big thing, like when you are like that size and then you come out and you do a transformation and you change, you almost want to forget that person. You want to move on and you want to start a new leaf. And I think before all this plastic surgery and stuff like that, and when I was first coming into it, I wanted it done as soon as possible so that I could move on and that I could live my life the way I'd wanted to live it, rather than effectively feeling psychologically like I was living still in that past when that wasn't me anymore.
Yeah. Coming to the moment of the surgery day, you remember that, for the breast and the tummy tuck?
Yeah.
What went through you?
I was terrified.
Terrified for the general anesthesia, going to sleep, or terrified for the surgery itself, or for the results?
I don't think it's any of that. I think I haven't really got a problem with anesthesia, and obviously I trusted your capabilities and your skill set like 100%. It was more the recovery, because I'm very much like, I build a lot of things up in my head. Like I'm like, that's gonna hurt, even if it isn't. I'm like, that's gonna be horrific. So I think I was more scared of like the pain afterwards and stuff like that.
So what did you expect? What were your expectations for after, when you reflect now, and when you were thinking before the surgery? So when I was doing actually the marking, let's say, right? You didn't know the result yet. What were your expectations?
Absolutely nothing along the lines of what it has been. Like, I never expected that I would ever be able to look in the mirror and have a flat stomach. Like that, even if you'd asked me the day before the surgery, I would have been like, yeah, you're joking. Like that's not a thing. That's not on my bingo cards. I think I expected, I've got quite bad skin quality, so I expected it to still be saggy in areas. It'd be reduced, but still, like if you looked at me, you could see that like there was something.
Was reduction better for you than perfection?
Anything was better.
Yeah.
Even if you took a centimetre off, it's better.
Okay.
Like anything. So
you set actually your high expectations lower for you emotionally and psychologically after the surgery.
Yeah, I feel like, and I don't know if it's the most helpful perspective of it, but I feel like if I went in there being like, I'm going to look like a supermodel, I was only setting myself up for failure. And I feel like when you've lived for so long not hating what you look like, you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to look great after this. So it's kind of psychologically in you that it's
exactly,
like, but I also think that's really helpful because I went into it like that, I was overjoyed by the results. Like even in the early stages when, I knew I was still swollen and that this wasn't the final result, I was still like, this is great, I'll take this, leave it like this.
What changed after the surgery? The moment after the surgery, from day one.
In terms of how I felt,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy because I feel like I not only like felt, but I also acted like a completely new person. Like, it means a lot for like me, and I think a lot of young women, to like not have to worry constantly, whether you're in public or at home or whatever, like what you're looking like. You know, does that top show my loose skin? I can't wear that because that doesn't look good on me.
Can you say that after surgery, your outer self became closer to your inner self?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a bit cliche, but I did become a lot more confident because I'd always wanted to be like this happy, confident person that like could do whatever they wanted and like not have to worry about things. I never wanted to be an insecure person. I never wanted to be shy. I never wanted to be introverted, and I wanted to be able to be me. And I feel like when you get the confidence on the outside, you can connect a lot more with the person you want to be because you don't have to worry about things as much.
Yeah. Now, for the last part, let's talk about your reflection. You had these 3 surgeries. Let's say with the knowledge and experience that you now currently have, what would you say to, let's say you have a sister of your own age or your best friend with the same age, with the same issues, what would you tell her?
Be very patient because because it is a process. I mean, with the tummy, for example, the compressions were 3 months. That's how long I had to have it. It's a process, but if you're patient and you do things properly, like you're told, because I didn't go to medical school, so anything you tell me is what I should be doing. If you stick with that process and you are patient and you do everything you're told to do, you're going to be so happy with the end results, and you're not necessarily going to love doing it all, but it's so worth it in the end, and you just need to just wait and slow down.
So how important was the aftercare process?
Ridiculously important.
More than the surgery, huh?
Yeah, massively. But I don't think I realized that. It's
So
massive.
your homework was longer than my homework.
Yeah, and I don't like homework very much. But no, yeah, definitely.
Another reflection moment. Would you do it again?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's not what I expected. It's really, really validating and really like, so I think important for yourself that if you're insecure about something and you don't like it and it's to the point where it bothers you that much and you have the resources available to you that you can make that change and you can do something for yourself and put yourself first, then there's absolutely zero hesitation in my mind that myself or anybody else should do that if you can.
When we go back to the beginning, you involved also your parents, and I know they were very supportive also during the consultation, which is very logic, I think. But did they influence you in a way, your decision to go for the surgery?
No, because actually with both surgeries, so the bariatric one and the plastics, it was me who came to them. I was like, listen, I hate this. Like I hate this so much. And I think they obviously, because I'm young and I'm not very knowledgeable on the world in comparison to somebody who is older than me, they took a lot of the admin side. So they did the research. They found you. They sort of helped me understand what we could do and what we couldn't do and how it was all going to work. And they sort of got the admin in place to do it, but they didn't influence my decision of wanting to do it because I'd wanted to do that since I started getting the loose skin.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ella, for sharing your personal journey with us. And this episode, if it was very helpful to you for your own personal journey, or if you know someone who wants to do follow the same journey as Ella's or yours, please share this episode with you. And I see you in the next episode or in my own clinic.